Hello and welcome back to Farm of the Last Promise 0% Growths. This is Chapter 17X, and I am joined once again by my friend and co-commentator, LG.
Hey there, filthy casuals.
Chapter 17X is an interesting map because you can only deploy 3 units, one of which has to be Anakin. Which leads to something interesting because the enemies are still really difficult for our units to one round, and we normally need multiple units to team up on them. So how are we going to deal with them? When we can only deploy 2 other units, besides our weak lord who can't damage anything reliably or even safely? You're gonna find out. It is a very scuffed chapter. You'll notice that I'm actually showing the preps because they're decent enough, because they're easy enough for me to show and remember off the top of my head. Plus, they actually really they show you what needs to be done during the chapter. Liam and Tekun are deployed, and then Liam gets some specific items, including the boots. Most of the items in his inventory go unused in this map, but specifically, he doesn't use the Silver Sword in this map, but he needs it for a later map, and it's best to set up his inventory at the current moment. Now, you'll notice Tekun is being deployed instead of another unit like Asch, and he's getting specific items and weapons. Can you explain why we're using Tekun instead of, again, Asch or Kelik, LG?
Yeah, we're gonna be using Tekun here over Asch, because Asch needs to crit some enemies with the chainsaw, which would be very unreliable, because he'll have to face some sword users and face weapon triangle disadvantage. And we're bringing him over Kelik because he has better bulk and better skill. And he also has that very juicy plus 15 crit.
Yes. Tekun promoted to Swordmaster, and on top of getting extra bulk, he also gains plus 15 crit. He also gets plus 2 strength, so he's stronger than, if not as strong as Kelik. Not to mention, his plus 3 speed over Kelik enables him to double some enemies that Kelik normally can't. However, he one-shots almost every enemy he fights, as you can see. Tekun does have some survivability issues this map because of how many enemies he faces. However, there is a way to fix it. I was just too lazy to do so. If you promote a unit in the preps menu, all you have to do, you'll notice that their HP is not at their full number at the start of the map, like it is in FE8, for example. The way that you fix that is by simply safing and resetting after promoting the unit. With Tekun, this would basically ensure his survivability, but it doesn't particularly matter. During this enemy phase, you get to see Anakin seeing some combat. That pirate that just attacked him would have one-shot him. You can tell that our units are really struggling. Even our lord who we have to worry about because he cannot escape those enemies, is starting to have a lot of issues with bulk. Like he didn't already, but still. During this turn, you'll start seeing why we chose Tekun over someone like Asch or like Kelik. He gets the Killing Edge, which Kelik can do, and so far everything that Tekun has done, Kelik can also do. Except that's just not true. Kelik would have needed a Killing Edge to one-round the pirate on the first player phase, because he doesn't double him. That rigging was actually just for Tekun's survival, not for Liam's part, or not for the crit. You get to see some beautiful animations here.
Yeah.
Liam equipped the short bow for this enemy phase. It's mainly just to allow him to counter these 1-2 range enemies. However, it's also nice because it still gives you increased weapon experience, which Liam desperately needs. We want him to get to S-rank bows as soon as possible. This boss is rather annoying. He has a sword that ignores defense, and he has 17 attack speed. So we just, pull up. The original strategy for this map was a 5-turn clear, and then a 4-turn clear, because I originally thought it needed the one-shot bow which you can get in this map. There are 4 villages in this map. One of them has a Night Crest, one of them has a bow called the One-Shot, which is 50 might but 20 hit. One of them is 5,000 gold, and I forget what the last one has, although I'm pretty sure it's just, like an elixir or pure water, which we don't need. Tekun moves down him, and we end the turn after seeing him get hit by a 34 because RNG hates me.
Beautiful.
It is a beautiful map. Tekun was basically trained for this map because, while there are some other things that he does in other maps after this and before this that only he really can do, that also is basically his contributions to the run, this is his biggest contribution yet. Even bigger than soloing the Cavaliers in Chapter 15, because he would have been, Karina would have been able to kill them with the Iron Lance anyway. He was basically trained the entire run so far for this one map. Even though I didn't plan ahead until today when I stratted this out. It's still pretty neat to realize that, oh wait, this is wait, he got to level 10 just in time for a map where him being level 10 makes this map a shit ton easier. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice night. LG, do you want to say anything to
Yes, FE7 promo bonus is very epic.
Yeah, most of the FE7 promo gains are sad. However, there are some that are pretty decent because they were added in this hack, such as Karina, who when she promotes will be getting a fair amount of stat boosts. Also because I didn't mention it. Liam got the boots, which are necessary for a 3-turn of this chapter. Well, at least with this strategy. I'm pretty sure there is a strategy with Karina getting the boots in a Groats playthrough, or later in, and then they use them to kill the boss, but we can't really do that because neither of them have the stats. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we hope you have a nice night.
Toodles.